Hey everyone, and welcome to Don't Overthink It. I'm your host Donny, and today with me is my co-host 40 Cal TV. He's joining us today, and we're going to be talking with Look Here 11. Look, welcome to Don't Overthink It.
What's up? What's
How's
up,
it going?
guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So give us a little bit of your background, Look. Just like kind of introduce yourself.
Well, as you know, I'm Look Here _11 on YouTube, as Jeezy says on my stream. I only stream on YouTube. I've been streaming for the past year. I started September last year, so this is actually like my 1 year anniversary.
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
Of being on actually streaming, right? So that's pretty much it. As far as like, I'm not like streaming on multiple platforms. I just strictly stick to YouTube, and right now I'm streaming DMZ, but I'm open to like playing whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just seeing which way the everything flows, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially with the way DMC is, it's kind of, or DMZ, it's kind of what people call a broken game.
Oh, definitely.
Got a lot of people leaving it. Got a lot of people still trying it out for the first time. So with that being said, what would you consider your so obviously, well, you said it now. You said your top game is DMZ right now.
Yeah.
What do you think of the other games? You've ever played Tarkov or anything like that?
So like honestly, I'm like, and I've talked to you about this before. I'm like the worst gamer of gaming history. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like your average Joe person that plays a video game and just sticks to it. I've never played any of these other I've always been on console, so I never really was able to play Tarkov or any of those other extraction shooters. I just recently switched to PC, but I've kind of just always done FPS games.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed other games like God of War, Uncharted, that type of gaming style. But obviously, I guess I've always been on the Call of Duty bandwagon for the most part.
Back before they started having their cheater issue or their cheater problem, Call of Duty was a pretty good game.
Yeah, I've always played I've always bought every. I mean, the only game I regret buying is this last one.
Yeah.
Black Ops 6. But I mean, you never know what you're gonna get, right? Unless you try it out.
Yes. So, do you play Warzone or anything like that?
I've played it. Like today's Warzone, I have played it. I don't currently play it now, but I have in the past played those Warzones. I guess you can say that I started, like, I came from the multiplayer side before like DMZ and any of that stuff. I was more of a just playing multiplayer, those game modes, and then later on moved into like when Caldera, I don't know what game it was when Caldera was the map. I played that, Warzone and Plunder. I used to play a lot of Plunder, both on Caldera and Al Mazrah. And then I didn't like DMZ at first because it was just all new and weird to me. I didn't know about the loot and all that, trying to build the whatever, and then I just kind of grew into it, and then I just been stuck there since then,
Yeah, it's kind of addicting. My first map was Caldera, the Plunder Caldera. And
oh yeah.
My brother introduced me to that, and he's like, "Hey, let's go play this game." And I bought it, downloaded it, and he's like, "This is what you got to do. You got to collect as much money as you can, and drop it off at this little helicopter exfil, and they're gonna extract your money. And that's, the person who has the most money essentially wins the game." And I was like, cool. And then he introduced me over to DMZ. I started playing DMZ, and I got addicted to DMZ right off the bat. Like, the first game I played, I was addicted. I was like, I'm gonna play this. Forget Plunder, forget Caldera, forget all that stuff. I'm gonna play some DMZ. Got addicted to DMZ.
Mine was kind of the same with my brother doing like exactly how you just said it. Like, that's how it was. Like, I used to play with my brother a lot. Like he was like, it was just me and him, and like just duos, and regardless of what game mode it was just me and him. And then he was like, hey man, there's this new DMZ, come check it out. And then we would just run duos, and then obviously DMZ opened the door for you to meet people and grow your friends list, and then you started becoming squads and whatnot, and so on and so on. So then I after a while I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything about it once I learned how to obviously play it.
Yeah, DMZ was one of those that I only found out about it because my cousin we were just trying to unlock weapons. And that's how he would go in and unlock them. So, got this weapon unlocked now. Let's go into this game mode real quick, and then we start actually playing it. So going into DMZ, the extraction mode. So you haven't tried Delta Force at all?
So I do play Delta Force. I tried to start incorporating it in my channel, and I think I am going to start doing that more moving forward. But I did spend some time playing the extraction part of it, but I really don't like it, and I think it's because I've never really played a true extraction shooter game. That could be one of the reasons, or I'm so programmed to PvP right now because DMZ has made us that way that I don't feel as good as a player in Delta Force. Now the warfare side I enjoy a whole lot, and I've streamed it before. People have showed love to that side, and I still get the same amount of people that come through, and I appreciate that. And I actually enjoy playing it because it lets me interact with my chat. I could just go on there and play it and hang out, because to me it's all about how I interact with chat. That's my main priority as a streamer.
Yeah, and that's something good to hear, is that a lot of people like to have the people that they follow interact with chat and stuff, and you can get so focused and locked into a situation that you completely forget about your chat that's there. I've personally never done it. I don't stream live. I've tried it a couple times, but it never really worked out. I had something keep me from going or continuing on, like my bit rates were too high or too low or something like that, or my sound was off, and then it was just, something was wrong. So I was just like, forget it. I got all my capture card and stuff, and I just kind of packed it away. And that's not on the table for me. But a lot of people forget about the chat, and it's hard to stay, to balance it out. It's something you got to really get used to.
And the funny part is that I was never into watching streamers because, just to be straight up honest, at one point I thought like my mentality was being in DMZ and getting killed by a streamer, I was like, oh, these guys gotta be cheating, bro. They're just way better than I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was never into watching streamers. So even at this point, to today, I don't really know a lot of the streamers. Some people give me, these big names like, Hayes, Dylan, I don't want to butcher somebody's name, but the list goes on of these big guys of the DMZ, and I'm just now coming around to seeing these people, and obviously Donny, my wife Amber, she also plays and streams. She's the one that got me into watching Lando, and what I enjoyed about watching him was how he talks to his chat. It didn't matter what was happening in the game. It's how he was vibing with chat, So I was like, if I do streaming, that's what I want to do, because I like talking. You know what I'm saying? So it's I want to be able to sit here and talk to people, and then also try to have a good time in my game. Regardless of what situation is happening, whether I'm winning or losing. Somebody's watching me to escape their reality. I want to be able to be there and just go with the vibe.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, and a lot of people do bring up Lando as one of their main source of references. The way that he talks with his community, the way he deals with his community, a lot of people like that. A lot of people like the way that they like his all around, I guess you could say, aura, his presence that he brings. He doesn't care about the game, or he cares about it enough to play it, but he doesn't care about the game enough to oh, I want to have that loot fear. He'll go in with whatever he's got, and he'll lose it, and he'll come back in, and he's there to entertain. You know, and that's what he's doing with his chat. He's entertaining people. It's funny that you bring that up because almost 90% of the gamers that we talk to, they reference him as one of the better streamers to watch because of that connection with his chat, the interaction that he has with them. And it's funny that you bring that up.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously we all have a real life and real world problems, and we're obviously all coming to YouTube to either just have fun or escape whatever's going on, and to be, some people just need somebody to talk to. So when you have somebody engaging with their chat, you almost feel like, man, this guy's talking directly to me. You know what I mean? So you could be creating a lot of comfort for a lot of people, and he'll call you out by name too. He'll be like, hey, exactly. Hey, this is how you doing today. What's going on? What do you have to eat? He'll engage in that deep conversation with you, which also makes you feel like it's a one-on-one conversation. You're part of the squad. Yep. Yeah. So you're Friday night, got nothing to do, no work the next day. You're loading into DMZ. What's your weapon of choice or your loadout? What are you bringing in with you? So recently I've been running the Veil and the MCPR. I think it's my go-to loadout. What attachments you got on it? Ooh, see, that's where this comes into that horrible gamer stuff I'm talking about. That I know I run the not the drum, not the drum mag, but the next one. Mm-hmm. As far as names of attachments, again, Donny, man, I'm sorry, but I am the worst at knowing the names of all this stuff, and possibly I got the build from somebody else and said, hey man, I like your build, can I have it, and then build it out for me, and then I just go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know the name of the attachments on my build. I do know I do have a canted laser on my Veil. That's all I know. No, I know as far as the laser, I use the ones that like ADS, you don't get to see the laser or whatever, or you only see it when you ADS. I think it's the VLK. I'm thinking. No barrel. I think I have an underbarrel grip on it. Stock. I don't. Like I said, I'm horrible at this, man. No, that's no problem. 40 cal. I'm sure you know, right? Your attachment.
So I use Swagger.
Yeah, see, he's just a gamer, and I'm not. Yeah. He's good, or I don't know about that, but he spends a lot of time on the game. So, I asked the streamers this question a lot. What's it like being in front of your audience and stuff? What do you get nervous in the beginning? Is it nerves that come every time you start up your game? What's it like playing in front of your followers? One, they don't see my face. I think that makes it a lot easier. So just to give you my whole life, since I was maybe, I don't know. So in the 5th grade, I was 5'11", 185 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So I think from 6th grade through the rest of my life, I've been 6'3" and just a giant, so it's always been all eyes on me my whole life, and jobs that I've had, I've always just kind of took that leadership role and always have to be in front and, talking to somebody. So I don't think it makes me nervous. What makes me nervous more is my stream messing up and somebody saying, hey, we can't hear your teammates. Oh, we can't hear you. That we can't hear the game. That's more nerve-wracking to me than sitting there and talking to people on the chat. So, I guess to answer your question, it's fine for me. I don't really have an issue, I guess. on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that would be the most difficult part, is having those technical difficulties come up in midstream or before you start your stream. It's like, hey, give me a few minutes, guys. Let me fix this real quick, and then it not get fixed. Like, hey, I have to cancel the stream today. That would be kind of rough to do, because everybody's coming in, looking at you, wanting to be entertained by you.
And it's crazy because when most of the time when that happens, you have like because your days fluctuate, right? So some days you have like 10 people watching you, some days you have 20 people watching you. You might get rated, and then all of a sudden this happens, and you're like, I need this opportunity to grow. I need you, whether you need the watch hours or you're trying to convince these people to sub to you or whatever. And it's like those situations happen, and then you have no control over it. And the stream is delayed, so somebody's telling you, hey, I can't hear your teammates. So then I'm like, okay, well, like, or sometimes they don't say that, they just say, hey, you're having audio issues. So then I'm like, well, what is it that you can't hear? And either that person already left chat, or I'm sitting there waiting for them to respond, so that makes it even worse, because you don't know what's going on. So the more and more people are starting to say, hey, guess what, your audio's not working. It's like, okay, I know my audio's not working. I need some more information of what's not working, And it's hard to kind of figure out what's happening, And usually, sometimes it's something small. You hit a button and it's fixed. Sometimes you got to end stream and start over.
Yeah. So, and the crazy thing is about that, like 75% of the people in your audience knows how to fix what is going on with your audio.
Yes.
So they're like trying to talk you through it and walk you through it, and it's just like, I've seen that happen a lot too. And it's like the streamers getting confused and frustrated because they're first time streaming and they don't know what to do, and it's just like, hold on, I gotta get this fixed. And like, chat's there to help, and it's cool that they help, but when you have like 5 different people telling you 17 different things,
exactly.
It's like one person talk, and
and then it's different because then it breaks down to like if you have a PC streamer trying to tell you how to fix it, but like, up until like maybe 2 weeks now, I was PlayStation capture card laptop, so it's like they're giving you the best knowledge that they can give you, and it's helpful, but it's not helpful for you because your setup is different. You know what I'm saying? So I was having issues with the chat link cable. Well, honestly, I honestly don't know what it was. I was thinking it was the chat link cable because I kept having like a buzzing sound or a static sound on my stream. Yeah. So I replaced the chat links. I replaced all the HDMIs. I replaced the capture card, and I was still having the issue. So the only thing I can rule is, well, maybe my PlayStation is too old, and that's because that's where the audio is coming from, right? PlayStation's capture card to PC.
Yeah.
So that's where I just went ahead and made the transition to just streaming straight off my laptop.
And is that what you're doing now? You said you went to PC. You're on laptop right now, right?
Yeah, I'm on a Lenovo ThinkPad.
Okay.
Yeah, just to clarify.
Yeah, 40, we can barely hear you.
Yeah, I can barely hear what he's saying.
Okay, usually when you hear that, it's like
yeah.
So,
yeah.
So I thought with PlayStation you can stream directly to YouTube without having a capture card.
So you can, but this is where it just depends on what you're trying to do and what you want to take your channel to, right? So like when I first started, I was streaming just straight off the PS5. So I started growing pretty rapidly, and then I was like, at that time, I didn't know how to mute myself and talk to chat, and that was the biggest thing I wanted to do. I didn't want to bother the people I was playing with or the randos and, be talking to chat, and then these people are like, well, who are you talking to? And then me like, well, I'm talking to chat, and there's only like one person in my chat, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah,
I wanted to avoid all that, right? And back then I didn't know that you can just put a keyboard to your PlayStation and set a keybind and mute yourself. But fast forwarding, I started having issues with my stream crashing constantly. and all I was doing was broadcasting off the PlayStation. So a buddy of mine, Cruise Nate, which is another streamer, he was like, well, if you want that fixed, you're probably, if we're trying to keep it budget friendly, you don't want to buy a PC, the capture card might be the best thing to do right now. So that's why I went that route, and it was working fine for me. I didn't have any issues, and it just started happening. So like 40 Cal said, maybe it's just something that eventually, builds up, like maybe a wear and tear, it can't last forever on the capture card.
Yeah.
Plus me streaming Monday through Friday, 4 hours a day, or even when I was grinding for like watch hours and subs, I put it through hell, so I'm sure it's not going to last, So,
yeah, my capture card had a buzzing sound to it too. And like I said, I could never get anything to work. Sound was off. It was laggy, so I just ended up saying, forget it. I don't even attempt it anymore.
I mean, one thing that I learned is if you're going the capture card route, you can't go the cheap route. Because I did that first too. I bought like a $50 or $40 capture card off of Amazon.
Yeah.
It worked like 2 days and then it was done. So I ended up going with the Elgato, and all Elgato HDMIs. And then that's finally, and the chat link, also being from the Elgato website, not from Amazon.
Yeah.
That's when I finally got I was decent, And I think I skipped this earlier when you were saying the reason to go to capture card instead of straight off the console is if you want to produce a better image for your viewers, as far as increasing your what's it called, your 1080, I think if you're on console, sometimes it's kind of fuzzy. Yeah, I know that there's still a couple of streamers that stream only on console, and you can tell that their stream is a little more lower quality than if you were going through a capture card and or PC.
So other than the cheaters, what's something that you would change about the game that you play, other than DMZ, other than cheaters? Cheaters are going to be there no matter what, and what's something that you would change about the game?
About DMZ the game?
Yeah.
I think the best answer to that would be changing the fact that it doesn't like the updates. I think if we would have had a continuous update situation, I think we would have been on a better path than we are now. You know what I'm saying? Like any issue that we have now, like from one shots to this to that, the glitches and all that, probably would have been fixed if we would have had continuous updates. That way these things can be fixed and reported, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think if it would have became I don't know if this is the term, but this is what I call them, like a game that never ends, like Fortnite or Minecraft, like an infinite game. I think if they would have pushed that, which obviously, I mean, who knows what they're thinking and what their jobs are up there, but I mean, if it would have became a game like that's infinite, constant updates, constant, a rotation or whatever you want to call it, I think that would have fixed any issue that you see that DMZ has now.
So you said that you started back in September of last year streaming. You played DMZ and stuff before, multiplayer, all that other good stuff. So I'm assuming you played the Halloween event on DMZ last year.
Yes.
Right? Okay. What would your thoughts be if they came out with a Halloween event for DMZ 2025? Just secretly, randomly threw it out there and said, "Hey, here DMZ, have some fun."
I think it would be great because I mean, we're honestly at a standstill of what more content can I produce that the other person before me hasn't already produced,
Yeah.
So that would definitely bring a whole world of new content, new fighting styles at night, new everything, you would have to change your weapons up. You would have to change a lot of the ways that you play. A lot of these people that just sit still in one spot, now it's dark everywhere. So maybe they'll feel more comfortable and hide somewhere else, or because it just seems like right now the biggest content anybody can push is killing streamer videos. Like what more? I don't see anything else that you can produce from DMZ that somebody already hasn't done.
Yeah. You think it would bring a lot more people back to DMZ if that was to happen? If it was to happen?
I think so. I mean, I think it would bring people that maybe have already left DMZ, maybe old players that have, just kind of fell off because of the way DMZ is going, and possibly because of the new push of content that would be coming out would also engage new viewers and new people to be like, hey, what's this game?
So I know I'm in your stream a lot. It's probably annoying seeing me in there.
No, man, you stay around as long as you want.
I noticed you played Battlefield. You tried the beta that came out recently.
Yeah, I did.
What was your thoughts on that game? Did you enjoy it? Was it something that you might look into in the future?
I wanted to enjoy it, but I really didn't. I just couldn't. I enjoy Warfare and Delta Force way more than Battlefield. In Battlefield, I felt like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't react fast enough. I couldn't, I just couldn't catch the flow of it, I guess. And for some reason in Warfare, and it's funny because it's almost identical, like I have a better time over there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I am interested in trying, and I most likely will try on my stream, is this, I don't know what they call it, but like the Warzone version of Battlefield, Are
they coming to one of those? Because I heard different things about that. They're not going to have a Warzone on Battlefield. Then I hear they are. Then I hear they're not.
From what I've heard, I mean, I've seen more of a yes, so I really don't know. But if there is it, I do want to try it out.
Yeah, try it out.
And their story mode looks pretty cool too.
Well, that'd be cool.
I'm sure you guys know Jody Long, right?
Yeah.
He's a big time Battlefield guy. Like, I mean, he knows everything about it. And I think they've had it before, and they called it Firestorm or something like that, from what he's told me. Which is what Call of Duty's Gas, pushing in is their version of it.
Yeah,
so,
I think. Yeah.
All my information from Battlefield I usually get from him, because he's like pumped about it and whatnot, and he's actually the one that got me to try when the beta came out. And so, I mean, I'm assuming if Jody says it's happening, but if it doesn't, then, I mean, you have Arc Raiders coming out, you have all these other games that I mean, I might try,
So, what makes you, let me rephrase this. What do you wish you knew before you started streaming, and what keeps you motivated?
What do I wish I knew before I started streaming?
Yeah.
I wish I knew about it earlier, honestly. Like before DMZ, I feel like I came in at the end of trying to become a streamer, with now keep in mind when I first started, I left this out, but when I started streaming, I was doing like zombies on MW3. I was doing all like the from start to finish, everything that you can do in MW3 zombies, I tried to do, but I wasn't getting, the views, or I wasn't growing, I wasn't moving until I switched to DMZ. Then I saw the numbers changing, and so I stayed there. But I wish I knew or got into the whole, watching streamers, learning about streaming, all that stuff a lot earlier, maybe in my lifetime, just because I'm 35. I wish I would have known earlier, or got into it earlier. And what keeps me going is I have some like health issues that keep me from doing some stuff. So like, this is what I do, like I'm just on here. Obviously, I'm on every day. So I have the time to do it, and it keeps, like I said, some of us do this to keep our mind off of the real world issues that we have, and this is what it does for me, and this is what keeps me motivated. And and watching the growth, man, honestly, is what also keeps me going. And like you said, like the engagement I have with people on here just makes me want to keep doing it, you know? Like, it's just like meeting new people, you know? It's not the same people. New people coming in and you seeing the impact that you're having, kind of what keeps me wanting to keep going.
And a lot of people have different thoughts on this. I'm sure 40 Cal never thought he would be a streamer or anything like that. And you have other people like Lando and Perf and these bigger streamers who are continuously growing and getting more viewers. Where do you see your channel and where you would be as a streamer in 5 years? What's your goal? What do you plan on being at in 5 years?
Man, honestly, I don't know. And the only reason I say that is because I didn't know today would be possible. You know what I'm saying? So if today happened without me knowing, I hope whatever happens in the future is as good as what's happening now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hope I can continue, you know, having people enjoying coming by, you know, and chatting it up. I hope, you know, the community gets bigger. I hope we don't have to milk DMZ anymore and it can just be whatever game it is, you know, and still have those people coming by, you know, and hanging out, you know.
Now, what do you think about DMZ? You said milking DMZ. What do you think about DMZ 2.0? What's your thoughts on that? And I hear a lot of things. If it's happening, it's not happening. I mean, I talk to a lot of people. I'm around a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people. I get stories of this side and I get stories of that side, and like, that's not going to happen. This is going to happen. You know. What's your take on it? What do you think?
I think regardless of what happens and what comes out, we're all going to be upset at whatever reason it is that we don't like about the game, because it's never going to be the game that it is now, you know? I think that if a new one comes, I hope that it's not just